Add to water and water the peonies. It's the best spring fertilizer for peonies. And soon the peonies will be covered in flowers in return. At this time of year, peonies start to sprout. Here's how beautifully their shoots start to grow. Spring is the right time to start fertilizing them. They are coming to life, and you can provide them with better conditions with the right fertilizer. In a few weeks, you will admire beautiful buds. They will increase every day. Then they will only bloom and smell beautiful. No one can pass by their flowers indifferently. Although they bloom briefly, it's hard to resist their charm. That's why it's worth taking care of them to make them even more beautiful this year. You can make this simple fertilizer anytime. It's best to water the peonies with it from early spring. All you need is a bucket of warm water. Prepare a fertilizer in it that will provide the peonies with the necessary nutrients for growth. It will strengthen their roots and stimulate flowering. Dissolve a cube of yeast in 10 liters of warm water. Leave it for an hour to dissolve and then water the peonies. This non-fermented yeast fertilizer is simple and quick to prepare. If you make fertilizer with yeast and sugar, then leave such fertilizer for a week. After this time, dissolve 1 cup in 10 liters of water and only then water the peonies. Dissolve in water and water your peonies with this in March. You'll spend only pennies on this, and in a few weeks their stems will be bending under the weight of buds. They will reward you with beautiful large flowers. If you want to enjoy peony flowers longer and expect a more abundant bloom, make this fertilizer. It is only used in spring. March is the best time to do it. New stems of these beautiful flowers are already emerging from the ground. If they have the right conditions, their beautiful flowers will delight everyone. The proper fertilizer will provide them with everything they need at the moment. You surely have this product at home, and just 1 spoonful is enough to make it into a fertilizer. It is the perfect fertilizer for acid-loving plants, just like peonies. Simply dissolve 1 tablespoon in a bucket of water and water the peonies. This fertilizer will provide them with the proper pH of the soil. They will easily absorb the necessary nutrients, including calcium and potassium. It will also protect against diseases. Prepare about 10 liters of water. Add 1 tablespoon of citric acid to it. Dissolve and water the peonies. The acid will maintain a slightly acidic pH of the soil. This is suitable for peonies. Thanks to this, they will soon bloom beautifully. Since I've been having back problems, I've been using a broom for planting. Also, prepare some empty bottles. You'll see that planting has never been easier. Let me show you a great trick. Cut off the bottom of the bottle. Then, make 4 incisions on the remaining part, but not all the way to the cap. Cut out 2 sections from the 4 walls created by the incisions. This will create a peculiar funnel shape with 2 longer sides. Repeat this process with the other bottles. Cut off the bottoms of each bottle and make similar incisions as with the first bottle. You'll find that the longer these 2 sections are, the better. Get a broom or a brush ready. It can be an old one or something you don't use. The longer the brush, the better. I happen to have one like that. It's important that it has a pole attachment. Get rid of those synthetic fibers, remove them all, or at least the outer ones. Place the first bottle edge onto the brush. Ensure that the longer sides wrap around the brush and the bottle's edge is beneath it. Attach the bottle to the brush using hot glue. If you're using a wooden broom or brush, a staple gun will suffice. Attach the subsequent bottles in the same manner. Since this brush isn't too long, 4 bottles were enough. And there you have it. Attach the pole and head to the field. Take the bulbs you're planting. Mark the holes with your bottle brush. The soil should be well loosened. You don't have to bend over to mark the planting spots. Place the bulbs in the holes and cover them with soil. And that's it. You can make such a marker yourself in a few minutes, and it will be just what you need. Brilliant, isn't it? Put matches in the pot. It will protect your plants. Today, I'll show you why it's worth doing this. Everyone who has plants at home takes care of them as best they can. In return, plants not only improve the air quality in the room, but also our well-being. When something starts happening with the flower, we react immediately. The most important thing is proper watering. Often, due to watering too frequently or too infrequently, flowers wilt. The soil is also important. When it contains too few nutrients, the flowers are weakened. Pathogens and pests attack them more quickly. They are a big problem. If we don't notice them, the plants deteriorate. That's why you need matches. Because plants need sulfur. It is found in the match head. Thanks to sulfur, plants are healthier and stronger. Sulfur supports photosynthesis. It helps plants cope better with diseases and pests. Take matches out of the box and put them in the soil in the pot. Place the matches with the heads down. The head must be in the soil. Place matches every 5 centimeters. Then water the plant as usual. After 48 hours, remove the matches. If the head has dissolved, insert more matches. Leave them in the pot for another 2 days. Sulfur dissolves in the soil if it is poorly saturated with it. Thanks to the match trick, plants are healthier, grow beautifully, and pests stay away from them. This method works well when you have limited space in the garden, but still want to grow beautiful carrots without thinning. Let me show you how to prepare these containers for planting. Peel off the seal of each container, but don't throw them away. Pour some water into the bottom. You can do this indoors under the tap. After a while, they'll soften. Then you can make a hole in each compartment of the container. Once they dry, they're ready to use. While the containers will soften in moist soil, this method is good to start with. The seals will serve as bases. Fill the containers with soil. Take carrot seeds. The best ones to use are pelleted seeds. They're larger and easier to handle. I happen to have regular ones. You can also use this method for parsley or radish seeds. Place one seed in each compartment. Press them into the soil. Sow carrots into all the containers this way. Take the prepared containers to the field. If you have raised beds, this method works perfectly. Just line up the containers next to each other. I have 10 of them, so I'll arrange them in 2 rows of 5. Cover with a layer of soil and firm it down. You can also lay out the containers in rows and plant onions between them. This will ensure exceptionally successful yields. Never plant garlic without this. Watch this video before planting your garlic. This will ensure large and healthy bulbs. Garlic doesn't have many pests, but one of them can significantly reduce yields. It's the onion fly, also known as the onion maggot. It emerges from the soil in early spring and lays eggs in immature onion and garlic shoots. Garlic cultivation is also affected by fungal diseases. That's why it's best to protect garlic from the moment of planting. First, prepare the soil. If you have wood ash, sprinkle it in the field where you want to plant garlic. It will provide essential nutrients and protect against pests. Take the garlic and separate the bulbs. Prepare all the cloves you have for planting. Discard damaged and small ones. Pour water into a second container. 1 liter is enough for this amount of cloves. Add a tablespoon of salt. Stir until the salt dissolves. Place the garlic cloves in this brine and soak them for at least 15 minutes. If possible, leave them for up to an hour. Then remove them and let them dry. Make holes in the soil with the end of a rake and place the garlic cloves in them. You can also plant garlic directly into the ground without preparing holes. Cover the garlic and you're done. This treated garlic will be protected from diseases and pests. You can also sow carrots between the garlic. These vegetables protect each other from pests.